Hi, families. I'm so excited to tell you about our second grade class and our second grade program. First, I wanted to just introduce you to myself. I'm Mrs. Jewett. I've been teaching second grade for about 4 years, and then prior to that, I taught first grade for about 15 years. And I'm excited. I love my teammates, Mrs. Rosales and Mrs. Porter. We're very consistent. We work together on our program. So let me tell you more about our second grade program. Welcome to second grade. We've had an awesome start. The children have made an amazing transition to second grade. They're following daily protocols. Kids are wearing masks, they're washing hands many times. Social distancing, they're 6 feet apart. They're getting online at home for their meetings. So all these good things are happening. And they're becoming learned routines for our students. And our goal for the year is to keep everyone happy and healthy while learning both socially and academically all year long. This is a daily at-home schedule. You'll see at 8:50 to 9:10, that is our morning meeting. We're live on Google Meet. I think we've actually changed this more to 9 o'clock. So our goal is more 9 o'clock to get on till 9:10. Around 9:15, we start our math lesson. Live on Google Meet too. I've been using my dock camera and the packets and books that the kids have at home. They've been following along, and those friends who come back to school have been returning it. They've been doing a great job. And the friends that are totally remote, I'll get to check out their work this week. After that, we take a little bit of time to do some work on the computer. We do a snack break. And then at 10:20 to 11 o'clock, we have our ELA skills time where we're reviewing sounds and tapping out words. And also we're getting into some really good stories and some comprehension and going back to find evidence and supporting our answers when we are reading and responding. After that, I often show the kids their independent work. We go into our Google Classroom, and I'll be showing you that in just a few minutes. And that is their time to go and do their independent work on iReady, Amplify, listening to knowledge videos, just checking the things that we need to do throughout the day so that we cover all the things that we need to know in second grade and learn. 11:15 to 11:45, again, there's knowledge. So this is all just things that you can do after we get off at 11 o'clock. That independent work is all there, and it's all there for you in your daily tasks that you'll see every day posted on Google Classroom for your child. A day in the life of an at-home learner. Here's a slideshow from yesterday to show you what they will be expected to do each day. I try to send these out all the time so that you guys can kind of check the boxes and see what your child is doing and if they're able to get this all done. So I just wanted to go to the screen so you can kind of see. Here's an example from a couple weeks ago, but they're pretty much the same. Monday, September 28th, 2020. And it tells you materials that they'll need for the day so the kids can look at this. 8 in the morning, it's posted. They can get ready for the day. Then it can kind of tell them their schedule, what time to be on, 9 o'clock. What time we're going to probably be off, 11 o'clock. And then your independent work kind of begins. Once we're done, you can just go back and check yourself to make sure everything's done. A lot of times this will be done together, our Ready instruction book. A lot of times we're doing our math PPS together. I would like this to become more independent as we continue. iReady for 10 minutes. And that's important. I think sometimes I even might say 10 to 15 minutes. By the end of the week, they need to have 45 minutes for the entire week. And it's found on the Launchpad. The kids know how to easily get to that. And the last piece is the kids need to practice their math facts weekly. We quiz them on Friday just to build that fluency, that fact fluency. It's so important because in second grade, we need that strong base of adding and subtracting. because in third grade they learn multiplication, so that's really important. Then our ELA, a lot of times we do some of the work together, and then there's a part where we leave off. We do our skills together where we're doing letters and sounds and sight words. And then a lot of times there is going to be a video to introduce the story for them. And they're going to read the story and answer questions. And often there's like a family letter that goes with it. Also, we have knowledge, which is part of our reading also. There's a video with vocab and background. And then here's the story that goes with it. Often, a lot of times I'm playing Haggerty during our snack time because it's a easy way for the kids to see phonemic awareness, and they'll be looking for sounds at the beginning of words and ends of words. They'll be putting together compound words, changing words, a lot of different word play. And then the last piece is our Amplify, this boost that gives a lot of skills to help fill in what they missed when they were out of school March, April, May, and June. This is kind of the backfill, the really important stuff that they missed. So we're trying to fill that in too. I'm going to go back to my other slideshow. Okay, here is our school schedule. You'll see with kids come in, breakfast, morning work, we have morning meeting, we have a math whole group lesson, and then again, that in the PPS book, I'd like to eventually become a little bit more independent. Right now, there's just one problem that we're leaving independent. Snack, we're often watching that Haggerty together, that wordplay video to kind of build and fill in some of those skills too that they might have missed last year, also March through June. ELA, we meet up again with that skills book. And we're right now also going into our individual code books. We're reviewing sounds that are associated with letters. And we're talking about our power bar, how common we see these in words. Then we're also then reading stories together, and I'm modeling looking back for information. We have special area, and then ELA is continued. We'll be doing independent work at this time, different things like that. Then we have lunch recess, our knowledge lesson, which we do in school for our students, but we post online for our remote students, and it's pack up and dismissal. One of our behavior things is PBIS. It means positive behavior interventions and supports. It's really where we're getting our warrior bucks. CHE, behavior expectations. Be safe, be respectful, be responsible. It encourages reteaching. So if we see someone with a behavior that we needs to be retaught, we just model the good behavior and then we reteach what behaviors we'd like to see in the classroom, how to be safe, how to be respectful to others, and how to be responsible in the classroom in other parts of the school. We also have minors and majors. Minors, we write up as kind of like little things, just as to document behaviors or things we're seeing in the classroom that we have concerns about. The majors would be something where somebody hurts somebody else or does something unsafe, and that would be a direct contact to you or Mr. Borsey. So far, I haven't had to fill any of those up this year, so that's good news. Positivity Project. This teaches students how to identify, appreciate, and articulate the character strengths in themselves and others. This week, we are working on talking about being open-minded, and we're talking about how that means that you're willing to try new things. And we've been looking at how we can do that with friendship too, being open-minded, that people maybe like things different than us. But it's okay because friends are all different. And we've been looking at curiosity, and that's a strength. Some people are such curious people that they want to always find out more about things. So we've been working on different character strengths and learning about them and seeing what we have in ourselves. It fosters a sense of community and character in school because we give rewards on these and awards, and we kind of honor kids who have certain strengths, and we kind of look for them in everybody. In math, iReady is a big component. Math, it's a math computer program that individualizes each child's instructional program, meaning that your child takes a beginning baseline test in the beginning of the year, and it assesses what they know and then gives them a path to fill in the gaps of what they needed improvement on and where they're at. Ready is mathematical discourse. That's our program that we're doing every day with your child. It's in our green books and in our packets. And we're talking and thinking about math, different strategies we used, how we solved, um, looking at different ways that different people solve. And there's also some extra programs I put on your child's computer that you can use at home. You may try Extra Math and Prodigy, and also the codes for those are on my Bitmoji page on the key. And I also did send them home with students at the beginning of the year. The kids also have a page in their desk with the codes to get in, the passwords to get into those programs. Next, let's talk about ELA, English Language Arts. Our program that we use is CKLA, stands for Core Knowledge Language Arts. There's two major components: skills, which is where we are talking about letters and associating them with different sounds that they can make, and talking about how common those sounds are associated with those letters, and then reading books and looking back for information and evidence. And then we're also going to be building their knowledge by having them listen to stories and then kind of discuss those stories. Like so far, we've done fairy tales and tall tales, and we've learned the characteristics of fairy tales. And we've learned the characteristic of tall tales, and we've kind of been enjoying listening to those stories. These help students build the background knowledge and vocabulary critical for listening and reading comprehension. And they include a writing and handwriting component, which is really important. We often have to respond to things that we are talking about in skills, and also show that in reflective sentences and in our printing by getting that down on our paper. In science, we have 4 science kits that we get. We get erosion, which is dirty but fun for the kids. We use sand and water, and the kids get to be creative with building different ways to stop erosion. It's kind of a fun unit. We do magnets, where we talk about pushing and pulling and magnetic force, and get to do different experiments with magnets to see how they affect different materials. Bats, which we usually do right around Halloween. Kids often do a project on bats, and then they get to share it with the class. And then plants we often do in the springtime, and we look at different parts of the plant, different root systems, different seeds. So we kind of get into that part of science. Social studies. My community is a piece of it. And we talk about different communities, rural, suburban, and urban communities. We locate things using map skills, so geography and map skills. Current events, which we purchase Scholastic News. So we have Current Event Magazine that I did already send home for the remote learners in their their envelopes, and we'll be doing them together in class. And that kind of goes with citizen and civic responsibility, being a good person and what that responsibility means in the world. Homework. Um, we have ELA, read nightly for practice, but I guess that's with CKLA. And so much of our work is remote. So even though it's homework, it's kind of also afternoon work. Those family letters that go with the CKLA, the take-home letters, will give you ideas of how to practice with your child at home. Homework is also studying spelling words. We have our first spelling list that came home on Friday last week. I always say put it on the fridge in an important spot, practice all the time. Um, and we'll be practicing at school on whiteboards in different ways that way. And for math, the most important thing is also to study those math facts. Again, our goal is to make them fluent in second grade so that when we get to third grade, we have our addition and subtraction facts nailed so that we can move on to third grade's multiplication. Weekly test. Spelling, we'll have our first Unit 2 test for spelling in October. It's actually, I think it happens this Friday. So make sure you're studying those spelling words. Math fact text we take on Thursday or Friday, and then remote students also have them in their envelopes that were sent home and they need to be turned in on Wednesdays. And right now, we're telling timer money tests. We're focusing on money right now. We usually do them every other week, but we have a focus on money right now. We decided to do money for 4 weeks to really get it down, and then we'll flip over to telling time. And iReady does have some weekly lesson tests that we might do sometimes on iReady, and then other times we might do it on paper and pencil, depending on how the iReady tests are looking and what we feel like, because it can be through Ready. They're both the same program, but one is a printed version and one is one that you have to enter into the computer, but they both test the same things that we taught for that week. How to turn in work in your Google Classroom. Step 1, go to the stream and look for announcements about work each day. This will be in the form of a slideshow. See my example below. So here is Mrs. Porter, and here's the slideshow that you get, and you click on every day, and it tells you your work for the day. And it also says this slideshow can be found under classwork. So you can also go to the top of Google Classroom and get to it from under classwork also. Go to classwork and look at assignments that still need to be completed in purple. So if it's in purple, it means, oh, I haven't done those yet. I still need to complete those tasks. So check your Google Classroom and see if there's anything that you're saying, oh, did I do those? Let me go check it. Once you go in, you click on the assignment and you open it with Kami. It says usually on the side a blue K and it says open with Kami. Once you get in there, there's like tools on the side that will allow you to do different text box so that you can write, drawing tools, so it will allow you to write on the document. And then when you're done and you're happy with it, there is a turn in up here. That means I reread what I wrote. I like my answers. I like my picture. Then you go up here and you hit turn in and it will be sent right to me and I'll get to comment on it. How to see checked work in Google Classroom. Go to the classwork and click on view your work. Here it is. It says view your work right here. And then you click first on classwork and then view your work. And then it will show you all the things that you've completed. And then it says this work still needs to be completed and will show you what's missing when you go to view your work. You can check teacher comments as well. So sometimes I might write you a little comment like nice work, keep it up, great writing today, good fact, good math work, good job of knowing your math facts. So I might write you a little comment there. Now we also have, that was Google Classroom, which is important for your kids to go on every day. But we are also submitting work paper version. Every week, we'll be sending home packets, math and ELA, for students to bring back and forth between home and school in their blue folders. So far, we've been trying to highlight keep in your blue folder, leave in your blue folder, and once we're done with it for the week, we're trying to move it to the other side of the folder and keep the new one on the one side so that we can kind of see what is new and what is old so that the old stuff can stay home. Students will work in these packets both at home and in school all week. That's why it's so important they bring them back and forth. Some of their work will be done as a class together and some independently. Please do not go ahead. Follow the slideshow schedule posted to Google Classroom each day for page numbers to complete. So if you go ahead, when we go to do it the next day, you're going to say, I already have it done, and my teaching won't be as meaningful to your child. When is the packet work turned in? Well, Group A, you're going to try to turn it into me every Monday. I look for those packets in your blue folder. Group B is going to turn it in on Friday, do every Friday. And again, I'll pull those right out. I check them and then I move them to the other side of your child's folder. Group D is due every 2 weeks. Packets and tests beginning on Friday, 9/10, every other Friday thereafter. But we actually changed these to a Wednesday pickup. So you will be picking up your dropping off and picking up on Wednesdays. And I believe our window is from 9 till 1. So that has actually changed from when I originally made this. Best way to bring that work in is to bring it in person to the secretary, and you'll give me the yellow envelope or give her the yellow envelope, and she'll give you a new one with new work to be completed or work that I have checked in so that you can see how your child is doing. Social emotional learning. This is a check-in they have to do daily. This has to be filled in at home or school. You click on, if you go into my Bitmoji page, which the kids know just how to get there, they go to Everyday Sites, then they go to my Bitmoji page, then they click on the heart. It kind of looks like this. It does look like this. You have to enter your child's name. Let's do an example quick. And then the next page, it asks how they're feeling. And it's just a daily check-in to see how they're feeling. So we're checking in with them every day to see that they're okay. Just want to make sure that they're okay. Report cards are aligned with the Next Generation Learning Standards. Report cards, they have a 3, which means mastery or proficient. You understood and applied that material. Level 2, developing. They're getting there. Level 1, emerging. And some things are NA, not assessed. There was a lot of that on the last report card because we didn't have school March through June. But we should be having our 3, 2s, and 1s back on this report card with a comment from me. Ordering breakfast and lunch. All students, both in person and remote, are entitled to free breakfast and lunch every day. Breakfast and lunches can be ordered to be sent home with students to consume on remote learning days. So if your child comes to school and they need a lunch for the next day, we will send it home with them. And everybody can get that free breakfast and lunch. Supplies. Very important that we had headphones this year with all the tech that we're doing. It's helpful to have both a pair for home, school and home, just so you don't have to bring them back and forth. Hand sanitizer. We are hand washing a lot, but it's nice to have that extra little hand sanitizer at your desk. And we have busy boxes or toys for the classroom. The kids cannot share toys. So if you want to send in any little toys in a bag or it's a large Ziploc bag, they can put them in their basket. They have them for indoor recess. Picture day. Group A, we already took it. It was Thursday, October 1st. Group B was Friday, October 2nd. And Group D has its scheduled for November 17th and 18th with more information to come about timing of what time during the day that will occur. Ways to contact me. This is my email, jjewett@liverpool.k12.ny.us. You can call the school, but your best and quickest, most efficient form of communication for me is Class Dojo. I am a text or a quick message away. And I'm so thankful for your support. Thank you for sharing your children with me. It's been a great beginning of the year. It's been a challenge with technology, but I feel like we're persevering and getting through it. And I look forward to working with you and your child all this year. Stay on for, or come back actually, for our question and answer. I will be live on October 13th, which is a Tuesday, from 6 to 7 for questions. Thanks.